Meg says, I'm excited to see if you remember all the puzzles. So am I, to be honest. So am I, to be honest. As long as I don't crash and burn immediately, right? Just let me know if the audio's okay.
What the hell happened to me?
Junpei, are you alright?
Hey, what are you two doing?
Come on, aren't you coming?
What do you mean to do to us?
Try using your brain first.
All of the cards are in... Holy shit, this is nuts. Let me show you.
That's it. Get those Funyarinpa emotes poppin'. And for those who don't know what a Funyarinpa is, you'll learn.
How are you feeling? I am Zero the Third, the king of this kingdom! I'm plenty friendly. Hold on a minute! That is the truth.
Who am I? How can I forget?
Then how do I take it
What
off?
makes you so sure?
Hello?
Oh, I have goosebumps. Chat, I have goosebumps. And it, oh. Immediately with the camera emote. Ah, I gotta pick one. Right. Dun dun. People who are familiar with Rain Code, and I guess Danganronpa will notice a few sound effects that are familiar. That is because it's a Spike Chunsoft game, and the creators of both of these franchises are very good friends, and they share a lot of ideas, and yeah, Somnium Files, this game has the same writer as well as another game that we will get to later. All right, so did it download my data off the cloud? Oh, it did. Interesting, because I've never played this game on the PS5, so it must have downloaded my save data from the cloud. So we're gonna delete it all and start over. Oh God! Oh, whoa! It deleted. Oh wow. Oh, do I have to do it one by one? Oh, screw that then. Save data 18. Yeah, I'm not sitting here deleting 18 different save files. I'll do this shit off screen. I'll do this all off screen. Alright. Start. Create new save data? Hell yeah. Delete! 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 Okay. This game is fiction. All blah blah blah. There are two modes of play, novel and adventure. You can switch in and out. Oh yeah, so because this was originally a DS game, you used to have all the text of the video game on the bottom of the screen. That had to change for this port for obvious reasons. But we'll work out what we think is best. Whether we want to play in novel mode or adventure mode, or kind of do a mix of both if we want kind of extra context from the novel mode. A loud noise startled Junpei awake. His eyes snapped open.
What? What the?
What the? Do I have the Japanese audio on? Fix that later. As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. Oh! With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. Is it meant to sound all scratchy? Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, no, that is English. Okay, cool. Like a fuzzy speaker? Yeah. Unless... Hold on, let me do something here. And you can tell me if things are better or worse. His balance lost and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, grey floor.
Ouch! God damn it! Ah! What the hell?
Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he'd woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and he finally understood where he'd fallen from.
A bed?
A 3-level bunk bed, in fact. Junpei had fallen, apparently, from the topmost bunk. Aw, Rinka's getting migraines for Junpei. Aw, sympathy pains.
I fell pretty far. That really hurt.
His shoulder hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt, his entire body hurt. Oh, okay, he crossed 30. That's, Junpei, that's totally normal. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead where he'd slammed it against the low ceiling.
Damn, my eyesight's kind of blurry. Must have hit my head. No, wait. That's not it.
At first, he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening. But as he looked around, he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking.
An earthquake? But it's shaking too fast for that.
Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake.
Anyway.
Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room. And muttered to himself.
Where am I?
His pain momentarily forgotten. Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremors ceased. Oh, Meg, is the audio still fuzzy?
Wait, it stopped?
A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking.
What's that sound?
Okay, it might have been the compressor because I had the audio ducking on. So that might have been what that was. In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin that they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door.
That's...
The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written, "5."
5? What's this 5 mean?
Hey, Derp, welcome in. Suspicious, and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door, slowly. Standing, at last, in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result.
It won't open.
It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved. The handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader.
What's this? Is this keeping the door shut?
Junpei knocked hard on the door.
Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door!
There was no response. Junpei threw his left fist into the door. And stopped.
Huh? What the hell is this?
He wasn't really sure what else to say. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he'd never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display.
A watch? It doesn't look like one. 5. That's the same as the door.
True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was strange and new, and he wanted it off. Junpei flipped his hand over as if to remove a watch, but...
What? How do I take this off?
The other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There were a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps...
Maybe pushing something on this will work?
He pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing.
Nothing. Damn. Guess I'll have to force it off.
Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However...
No good. This stupid thing won't come off.
Thank you for the posture check. A steel ring ran from the face around Junpei's wrist and back into the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future.
What the hell is the deal with this thing?
Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening. None of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode.
Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? What the hell happened to me?
My head.
Pain bloomed, but he did his best to shake it off. He raised his head.
Huh.
It was at that moment he noticed the window.
This is...
The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass, like a window from an early 20th century ship.
Hold on. Am I on a ship?
Junpei walked slowly toward the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness.
I can't see anything. If only it wasn't so dark outside.
Junpei squinted, trying to see something, anything. It was at that moment.
Huh?
What the? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here?
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. A crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst, and water began to pour into the room.
What the hell? God damn it!
Junpei yelled and spun around. His feet slipping on the water already coming through the window, he ran for the door.
Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something!
There was no reply. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor, and rising quickly toward his knees.
It's not stopping. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. I need to find a way out, and fast.
Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Oh boy! Da-da-da-da. Okay, so, third class cabin, we meet again. Bloody hell, what do we do? So... Oh, okay. Thanks, Meg. Operations during an escape. During an escape, you are restricted to an area. Your goal? Search around to uncover how to unlock the door. There are items and hints in the room that will help you escape. Use the cursor to select a location you find suspicious to search your room. Use L1 or OR1 to walk around the room. Left stick controls. Move the left stick during an escape to use the cursor. Press square to speed up the movement. Press X to search where the cursor is placed. Okay, that works. Alright then. Oh, let's see if we can still do this. About items. Once you've obtained an item, you'll be able to go to the item screen. We're all going to the item screen. Pressing triangle. Yeah, okay. Picture frame. An old picture frame. There's a picture of a ship in it. There's screws keeping the back on. So we need a way to remove those screws. Okay. Investigate with an item. The item visible in the lower left is the item currently in hand. When you close the item screen, the last selected item will be in hand. If you hold an item while investigating the room, you may trigger a reaction. Try switching out items in hand and search different places. Press up on the D-pad to quickly change between items. Okay. A bulletin board. Looks like someone put a note on it. Okay. So, red to blue. Okay. The hell does that mean? Well, let's see if there's anything in here. Okay, we have a key. Looks like there is. Ah, a key? Yep, that's a key, all right. A little blue one. This key's pretty small. Definitely not for a door. What's it for, then? This key's blue. Is it supposed to open something else blue? This is the door to the stove. Well, it opens easily enough. Sure wish the door to get out of here was that easy to open. Well, that solves the mystery of whether or not this stove has been used before. What's this? It looks red. Screwdriver! Okay, so we have a combine button. So, combine screwdriver with picture frame. Oh, the screwdriver got those screws off easily enough. And here's the picture. Ah, look at that. Okay, we have a, Oh, okay. So we have a guide on how to use those colored images. A codex? Is that the word I'm looking for? Combining items. Oops! Never mind. I kind of got ahead of myself. Okay, there's a blue briefcase here. But I don't know if... No dice, it's locked tight. Let's see if there's anything in the keyhole. Alright, let's see what happens if I put this blue key in the keyhole. And nothing. Guess I'm gonna need some sort of code for the dial. Minigames! During an escape, your investigation may trigger one of several minigames. All operations for the minigames are done by using L and X. Some minigames will require you to manipulate something, while others will only require you to apply the right object or touch the right thing. Operation instructions. Touching the dial will cause it to move to the next number. Enter 4 numbers this way and then touch the key. If the numbers are correct, it will unlock. Alright, well, we don't have the numbers we need. So, there's nothing we can do yet. So let's go back. Damn it! Open, you stupid thing! I don't think it's gonna open if I whack it on the wall a couple of times. Might make me feel better, though. It's not gonna help. Alright, Junpei, don't freak out. Keep it cool and look around for some more clues. Okay. How about the curtain here? Red briefcase. That does not help. We don't even have a red key. Like you smacking the washing machine earlier. I mean, kinda, I guess? What's this thing? Oh, hey, the red key. Nice. Small red key. Ooh. Small red key.
Should probably hold on to this key. Huh. Oh, what's up with my face?
Junpei grabbed the key and shoved it into his pocket. He intended to leave immediately, but something stopped him. His reflection stared back at him from the mirror, but he had scarcely recognized himself. His confusion was well justified.
I look like a zombie.
His face was drawn and pale, and the dark circles under his eyes made him look as though he was nearly dead.
Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? I left work, headed back to my apartment, and...
Even as he said it, something in his mind opened, and a memory bobbed to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in the strange room. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. Inside was his apartment. A small one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. Oof. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months.
I'm back. Not like anyone will respond.
Poor Junpei. He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life, as if waking from a deep slumber.
Man, work was rough today.
Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he'd left it. The magazines piled up in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and t-shirt he'd worn the day before, then tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however.
Huh? A breeze.
The white curtain framing his window swayed gently in the cold wind.
Huh, that's weird. Did I leave that open?
Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he'd closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out and looked around.
Everything looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it.
He closed the window. And then it happened. No! Junpei turned and found himself face to mask with a man dressed all in black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask. His face was entirely hidden.
Who are...
Suddenly, he couldn't finish. Junpei tried to yell, but all he could manage was a strangled croak.
I can't...
Junpei collapsed to the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs like a discarded puppet. Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. A small object, shaped distressingly like a grenade, sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind begin to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision.
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen.
A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was cold and harsh, and distorted in some way Junpei couldn't put his finger on.
You are going to participate in a game. The Nonary Game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
Roll credits. That was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him. The masked man faded from his vision. And he felt his consciousness fall away into the white mist.
That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. When I get my hands on him...
I don't actually remember if there's a way to, take the text box off screen. To, like, be able to take proper screenshots. I don't remember if one of the buttons does that. He ground his teeth in frustration and strained to remember anything about his attacker's figure.
Well, I guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not.
The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak.
Just who was that? They said, you have been chosen.
What it might mean? That was beyond him.
What the hell is going on? Why me?
There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important.
You are going to participate in a game. The Nonary Game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
The Nonary Game. Huh. What the hell is a Nonary Game? God damn it!
With a yell, Junpei drove his fist into the mirror. Okay. Well, I can't reach this bunk. Well, I can reach this bunk. May as well look through it. Huh? Damn. Nothing here. Now what about down here? Oh. Bless you, Meg. Memo from bed. Okay, so we have 2 of these cards now. So we have a filled-in block, an empty triangle pointing right, a filled-in triangle pointing left, and an empty block. And the other one is a filled-in triangle pointing right, a red triangle empty, a blue triangle empty, filled, and a blue empty triangle pointing left. Okay, so we have to use those with this. So the empty triangles are 1 to 5, and the filled in ones are 6 to 0. So okay, so blue to red, red to blue. Okay, so you fold them over, basically. We already have the blue key in the blue briefcase, so... 0263. Okay. Let's try that. No. Dude. There we go. Alright, let's give this another try. Bingo! Turn up the key, and hey, looks like it's working. Yes! Alright, let's open it up. Yes. It opened. Looks like there's something in here. What is this? A file? File screen. If you find any documents or notes during an escape, the information contained in them will be available on the file screen. Press right on the D-pad to open the file screen. Alright, let's see what's in this file. Digital root. Let's see here. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single-digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. Example, the digital root of 678 would be 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 21, 2 plus 1 equals 3. Therefore, the digital root of 678 is 3. Example, the digital root of 1234 would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. Therefore, the digital root of 1234 is 1. I see. So I just keep adding numbers until I get a single digit. Oh, looks like there's something on the back of this thing. A notebook, a pen, a calculator, and a stack of key cards, huh? Stack of blue key cards. Okay. New material has been added to the file screen. Calculator. Press left to open the calculator screen. The calculator can also calculate a digital root, which will be important to the progression of the story. Okay, we gotta open up the red briefcase now. This is just like the blue briefcase. Yep, there's a lock on this one too, and it's not opening. Alright, so pop the key in. Alright, let's stick that red key in there. Yeah, it's not opening. In fact, it's not doing anything at all. Oh, alright, I take that back. I guess I can move the dial now. So it looks like I'm going to have to put in the right numbers and then turn the key. I do that, this thing should pop right. This thing should pop right open. Oh, thank you for the posture check. Nice L stretch. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so what we want is... it's not going to let us go back out to the file screen. Yeah, okay. So what we want then Because we need to see... So we're looking at the red numbers. So filled in triangle, empty triangle, filled in triangle, empty square. So that is 7485. Alright, so we give this another go. Seven, 4, 8, 5. Well, you're welcome, you did follow. Oh, I thought the name looked familiar. Well, we're delighted to have you all the same. We hope you enjoy your stay. Oh, yes. I unlocked it. It's opening. Stack of red key cards. These look like key cards. There's a number on each one. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Which means that these ones are 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6, 7, and 8. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to have to use these key cards now to get out of the door with the big 5 on it. So we're going to need to use the key cards to get a digital root of 5. Now these cards with numbers on them. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to use them. Alright, let's slide these cards and see if they work. And... Huh? It's not working? Why? Ah, damn it! No, no, that's right. I still have cards I haven't used. Ah, damn it! Not again! There aren't any more cards in here. I've only got one other hint. Of course! The files! That file said something about a digital root. Digital root. The digital root, huh? What am I supposed to do with... There's a 5 on that door. Do I have to get a digital root of 5? I'm not really sure about this. Whatever. It's worth a shot. Let's see if this works. I'll just slide all the cards that give me the digital root of 5 through the reader. Operating instructions. Use L and X to select 3 cards. The digital root of the selected cards will be displayed. Please use me. Selecting Reset will deselect all currently selected cards. After you've selected 3 cards, use L and X to select the device. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 6, and 7. Right? 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So 1, 6, 7. Alright. I think this is gonna work. There we go! That's a new noise! Huh? Did it just unlock? Well, that light was red, and now it's blue. No doubt about it. There's nothing keeping me in here now. Time to go. Different from the PC version? Oh, how so? Don't need to screw around with this thing anymore. I need to get out of this room and fast. You found it! Yeah! Big brain dragon. Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall.
Ow!
The water tossed and turned him like a washing machine, and he only stopped rolling when he hit his head on the wall.
My head. Wait, is it over?
Just that there weren't cards? That's weird, because the cards are in the DS version, so they feel like that feels like that should be a crucial part of the puzzle. So if it's not key cards on the PC version, that's kind of strange. Huh. That's an interesting one. But okay. Okay.
Whew. That felt too much like being flushed down a toilet. Damn.
Junpei struggled to his feet in the still rushing water.
Well, better than drowning, I guess.
I guess.
Am I in a hallway?
The water that had followed him out of the room was rapidly pouring out of the door. It flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of the short flight of stairs.
Oh.
Just 5 steps, in fact. And at the top of this short staircase...
A door. Another door. Damn this water. Ugh. Let me go.
Junpei leapt up the stairs, straight for the door.
Yes, it opened.
The door burst open, and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been to what he saw?
What the hell?
His voice trailed off. All he could do was stare. A polished floor stretched out before him, ornate staircases rising up from the edges, each one of them equidistant from the others. Equidistant, so grown up. The stairs and pillars were solid wood, and Art Nouveau embellishments and decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked like nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion from the early 1900s.
This is the inside of a ship?
Junpei couldn't help but wonder.
Well...
The water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that, yes, he was. And as he looked, a fresh wave rolled out of the room he'd been in, gathering speed as it moved toward the stairs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally, Wait, what the hell? A wave? Oh, shit! Shit! Okay, I gotta get out of here.
Junpei spun around, his wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and ran toward the tremendous staircase in front of him.
C deck. B deck. Hurry! Hurry!
As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship.
A deck's next.
He took the stairs 2 at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself. Just as he began to wonder where in fact the stairs did lead.
What?
Hello, nurse. Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eye.
People.
He stopped short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he'd seen. On the landing to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. And on the right side, 3 more.
A lot of people.
Never mind. This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei, and time began to move again.
I guess it's another one of us now.
Why can you see her crotch ramps?
A dancer?
The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little, and her prodigious jewelry little more.
No, I'm not. You better get moving.
With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and toward the doors behind him.
Oh, well, okay then.
The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets left Junpei momentarily stunned. But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman.
Silver hair? Huh?
The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. He threw a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering, "Assets that are offensive to YouTube. Oh yeah! I have stories to tell about that set of assets later." He threw a glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering,
One of us, huh?
What?
Nothing.
Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of grey in his hair. His composure and shock of white hair struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion.
Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open.
The lion.
Wait, hold on. The doors won't open?
Next to speak to Junpei was a girl with pink hair and a high voice.
Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry!
Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he were sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene, and he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei had always imagined a prince would be like.
That's 9 of us then.
That's 9 of us then.
All of the cards are in hand.
What does that mean? Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him.
Wait! They're gone.
Well, hopefully this will be less annoying for you, Grace. We're currently starting 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, and our character Junpei has just met the rest of the cast.
Just what is going on? There's an old man like a lion, a girl with pink hair, and a prince, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
He turned just in time to see 2 more people running toward him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest, and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man.
Huh?
Huh?
Ah!
I love this exchange. I love this exchange.
What was that all about?
And what was that all about? The scrawny one scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something.
Hey! What the hell are you just standing there for? Didn't you hear him?
Huh?
The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Now go!
Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way.
Whoa.
Thrown off balance by the man and recent events. It took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward.
Hey man, that was dangerous.
Huh?
There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy, and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. The door on the right?
4? And this one says 5.
Ooh, just like our door.
They're the same.
The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself.
The room I woke up in had a number on the door just like that.
You too, eh?
With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver.
My cell was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in a rather grand room full of stairs, as I suspected the rest of you.
I thought... It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at once.
Me too.
Same for me. There was a door with a number on it.
It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved a puzzle to escape. They'd all ended up in the same room, as though they'd been guided there.
Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry.
Ugh.
You think I don't know that lady?
Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running.
Open! Damn it!
He grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. However,
It's not opening. This damn thing won't even budge.
Out of my way!
the mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back and then threw himself at the door. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door again.
A body slam from a guy that big didn't even budge it. There must be some other way.
Junpei turned toward door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box.
This looks just like the device next to the door in that room earlier. So that means this door is probably locked too. But still...
He had to check. Junpei grabbed a handle and threw all of his weight onto it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he'd suspected.
Damn it!
Junpei punched the door. It did not respond.
Are there any other doors?
He'd barely finished the thought when the sea-deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang, unbidden to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back toward the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs, next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew. He knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she'd seen him before as well. I want her outfit.
Huh?
Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly toward her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship shook a second time. The quake caught the girl unprepared, and she fell.
Watch out!
Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought. Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own.
Yeah.
He was flat on his back, and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings. But eventually, that faded as well. The silence was complete, thick, muffling blanket. At last, the girl opened her mouth.
Oh my gosh! Is that you, Junpei?
Junpei. Junpei. Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly, his memory returned. Welcome back, Grace.
Akane.
Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane Kurashiki. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to elementary school together for 6 years. But what was she doing on the ship? Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he'd thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment... Uh-oh. A speaker crackled to life, and a cold and eerie voice filled the room.
What?
What's that voice?
They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. Their 7 companions had heard the voice as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static.
This is...
Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it?
that guy in the gas mask! Hey, asshole! What the hell is this? Come on out here. I want to get a look at you.
What do you mean to do to us?
Nonary Game.
What the hell's that?
The voice continued. Implacable.
What is he talking about?
Where would you have left a note on Dancer's person? Victoria's secret compartment?
Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out.
Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pocket of his pants. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier ordeal.
Hey, I got one too.
Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man?
His request had been delivered to Junpei, who After a short moment of surprise, did as he'd been asked.
On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that the door will open. Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute. So this thing on my arm is a bracelet.
The static is back? Hold on. Because I don't have anything that would be causing it, so... Fuck. Hold on. Oh, that's in the game. I can't help that. I don't have anything that would... Yeah, sorry. I just had to listen back to the stream. Yeah, that's in the game. I can't help that. Sorry. He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and had come to much the same conclusion.
The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
Oh. Right. The voice finished, and the speaker went silent.
I hear a bell. I think it's coming from over by the stairs.
Pink hair. I know my crest is in the way. It's pink hair.
It's the clock telling us the time.
Everyone had their eyes on the antique clock embedded in the wall. Seven, 8, 9. The sound of the 9th bell faded away. The 10th never came.
It rang 9 times, so 9 o'clock then?
I think it's 9 p.m. I couldn't see anything when I tried looking out the window earlier. It has to be nighttime.
If that is the case, then we would need to escape by 6 a.m. tomorrow.
The speaker went silent and did not speak again.
Hey! You bastard! What do you mean by that? Come out here, you asshole!
That guy won't stop shouting. And the others.
Whew.
Junpei too was consumed by his thoughts.
I have way too many questions. Who is Zero? What's the Nonary Game? What's it for? Is he some nutjob just doing this to mess with us, or does he have some other purpose?
He has been burdened with glorious purpose.
And why pick me to be part of this insane game? And the others? Why are these 8 people here? And the most confusing of them all. Why is Akane here? I haven't seen her since elementary school. Why her? Why now? Coincidence? No. There's no way. There has to be a reason. I don't know what exactly, but there has to be.
Very well.
The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence.
Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think?
Get moving?
Are you planning to open the numbered doors?
Hey, wait! But don't tell me you're actually gonna do what this Zero says.
No, that's not what I mean.
The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed.
I'm saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet.
We... what?
Where have we not looked? Everyone searched A-Deck already, right?
Yeah, we were kind of in a rush though, so we probably missed some things.
Why don't we check out the lower floors first? We should see how deep this place goes.
I can work with that.
Then let's go.
Also, yeah, Blunder, what was with that emote earlier?
Whoa! What the hell? It's completely submerged.
Damn. If the water level keeps rising like this, we're all gonna drown.
No, I don't believe that's something we have to worry about.
Prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it.
See? The water's not flowing. That means the origin of the water has been stopped. Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours.
Then you're saying we won't sink till then.
Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking.
That's depressing.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
If we don't determine a way to advance from this point, we are stuck on A-Deck and C-Deck.
Looks that way.
Hey, hold on. How about we check C-Deck before we jump to any conclusions? We might find something there.
Huh, you're right. I think we should look at the metal doors by the big staircase, too. They're pretty suspicious.
No numbers on either door. And I don't see an authentication device either. Nope. It's locked.
This one too. Damn, none of the doors are opening.
Hey guys, over here. There's another door behind the stairs.
This one doesn't open either.
Looks like it's got a fancy keyhole on it.
We'll see about that. Hey, old man, give me a hand.
Using force, I see. Let's give it a try. It won't budge.
Could you not just start shouting out of nowhere? You almost gave me a heart attack, you know.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't appear to have moved even with two of us trying.
No worries, Grace. Thank you for stopping by.
Idiots. Try using your brain first.
Huh?
Take a closer look.
A keyhole?
Right. It's obvious what we need to open this door.
A key, huh?
You got a problem?
No, I just really doubt we'll find a key that easily.
Ignoring the tense air between the two, Junpei moved closer to examine the doorknob.
What's this?
Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot.
There's a mark on it. Does it mean something?
Looks like an eyeball.
Hey, look! Over here, too!
Pink Hair was looking at double doors they hadn't examined yet.
More doors.
Oh, those are elevators with some sort of summoning circle?
I think they're elevators. There's an inverted triangle button by them.
May as well try pressing it. Huh. Nothing.
Maybe the power isn't on.
Or we need to do something with this card reader. And there's a strange mark here, too. What is this? It looks like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H.
Junpei stared at it for a while.
This is the symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol.
I watch Sailor Moon.
Then the mark on the other door.
I think that was the sun symbol. We saw the same symbols on ADAC.
We did?
I don't remember that.
ADAC, huh? I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know.
You may as well check again since we're talking about it.
Lion's words urged them on, and they took the stairs up.
There, the two doors next to the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it.
She's right. It looks similar to what we saw downstairs.
This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian.
I see.
Junpei looked up at the ceiling.
The ceiling. Metal plates. Huh. It's as if it's covering something up.
Perhaps it was a dome of some kind.
I wish we could get out through there.
Be realistic. We'd need a lot of explosives to open that up.
The windows, too. Huh. They're all covered.
Cool. Alright. Resetting the Elgato. Thankfully didn't crash Streamlabs. There were several windows along both sides of the ship. Or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates.
In other words, we're trapped. All the exits go nowhere.
Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up.
Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them.
Alutia! Then the mountain spoke.
You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles.
The prince did not agree.
No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least.
Oh, you mean the numbered doors.
All eyes turned towards the doors with the numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that.
The dancer moved in front of the doors, as if to block them.
We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do.
Suddenly, everyone began to speak at once.
May as well give it a shot. We can't stay here forever.
Yes, I'm in favor as well.
No, I'm totally against this.
But shouldn't we at least try?
We don't know what'll happen. We should stay here.
We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink.
The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. Their arguments grew more and more intense, until people were shouting and screaming at one another.
Hey! Shut up!
They fell silent, and all eyes turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him. He refused to flinch.
Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do.
What's that?
We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too.
They were silent. Some of them looked the other way, or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane.
I agree. I think Junpei is right.
Jumpy?
Jumpy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Junpei. His name is Junpei.
She pointed toward Junpei.
We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop! Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in?
Oh, would that be...
Hell yeah, it would!
Hell yeah, it would.
We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had them to get us to do stuff, you know?
But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names?
To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7.
7? Why are you 7?
You don't look 7. It seemed a fair question. The mountain stuck out his left arm.
Because this bracelet number says 7.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Alright, I'm gonna be Santa.
You're gonna be Santa?
Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, san means 3. So, I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think?
Then your bracelet number.
Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa.
I like Santa. Just like the mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3.
Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think ace seems appropriate.
I'll be Lotus then. As I'm sure you all know, it has 8 petals. Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 8.
I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake.
Snake? Snake? Snake!
My bracelet number is 2. Since Ace has chosen cards, then I choose dice. Snake eyes, clearly. Which is particularly relevant given that I am blind.
Solid. Actually, the convention Meg and I went to in September, they've started announcing guests already for next year, and David Hayter is one of the guests. So I'm like, yeah, we're going. We're going. I want to meet Snake. I'm sure I get a copy of Brawl signed, because that's all he's known for, right?
You can't see?
I knew it.
He'd kept his eyes closed during their entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange. But to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it.
Me next!
There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with pink hair.
I want to be Clover.
Clover?
You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Good luck, right?
Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. The face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They'd come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet.
Alright, my number's 5. So my code name is gonna be...
Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it now.
The dancer cut him off in mid-sentence.
I mean, we all know your name already. You're Junpei.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wanted a code name. They all nodded. Aw. Akane stepped forward, nervously. So, according to the writer, his code name would have been Hand, because 5. Akane stepped forward, nervously.
Then you should all call me by my name too. Because, I mean, it doesn't seem...
He was better off without a nickname. I mean, Junpei's not exactly smart, right? I mean, what was he going to call himself? Pentagram? Penta would be fun. But, no, his name was going to be Hand.
It doesn't seem fair to Junpei.
Fuck off. 7.
You're thinking it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his.
Akane fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided he had to do something.
What's your bracelet number?
It's 6.
She hesitated for a moment, and then held out her left hand. As she claimed, the bracelet's face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought,
Alright then, why don't we call you June?
June!
June?
Yeah, you know, it's the 6th month of the year. So you're June.
Junpei?
Akane kneaded her hands and looked up at Junpei, uncertain. He smiled back at her reassuringly.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
She thought about it for a few more minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod.
Okay then.
Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head.
So this is how everyone breaks down. 1 is Ace. 2 is Snake. 3 is Santa. 4 is Clover. 5 is me. 6 is June. 7 is 7. And 8 is Lotus. That means 8 of us have revealed our bracelet numbers.
Wait a sec, where the hell's the guy with the bird nest for a head?
The only one left is...
That glasses guy with hair like a bird's nest.
Yeah.
You haven't said a thing so far, have you?
Yeah, Show of hands, chat, who forgot he existed? His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on her hips and eyed him suspiciously.
What number are you?
He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper.
Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here. And you know who numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left.
Zoinks!
So you're 9?
Yeah? He extended a trembling arm. The bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously.
What's your code name?
Code name?
What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too.
Who existed first, Clover or Junko? Given that this game is 15 years old, and the Switch, I only recently picked up that Danganronpa Decadence Collector's Edition, this, by a few years actually. So Clover came first. Because it was for the 10th anniversary of Danganronpa, right?
I don't need one.
Why not?
Because I am not gonna stay here with you.
He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust.
You've got some sort of plan?
I need to get myself a sprite like that with the arm extended and then the bracelet.
I do.
Yeah? What's that?
Danganronpa's November 2010? Really? Weird. Then what was the Decadence set about? Because that was meant to be for the 10th anniversary. I didn't pick that up back in 2020, did I? That set is not that old. Do me a favor. Do a search for when Danganronpa Decadence came out. Did I buy it late? I don't know. Maybe. I thought I... Well, I mean, even if it's November 2010, this still outdoes it by a year. But given that the two writers are friends, like, it wouldn't be surprising if, you know, ideas, you know, got passed around, so to speak. Yeah, I'm just curious, which friend copied the other's homework? It's funny, though. I did come across an artwork last week of, like, a Clover Junko fusion. So maybe I'll try and pull that up at the end of the stream and show everyone. I didn't want to, I don't want to lean too much into stuff like that just yet, just in case it spoils other stuff. But yeah, maybe at the end I can do that. But what's his plan?
You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
All right, let me show you. I'm gonna do this!
Oh no! By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist.
Hey! What the hell do you think you're doing?
Santa leapt forward, toward Clover and the ninth man.
Stay back!
Suddenly, the man's hand dove into his pocket.
Ah!
Whoa! So I may be misremembering, but I think in the original draft for this, Ninth man got a bit handsy here. And, you know, they decided better. He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck.
If you get any closer, I'll cut her open. Yeah, that's right.
The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt.
Clover, are you all right?
The prince, Snake's voice sounded oddly concerned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing.
What the hell are you trying to do? I told you. This is my plan.
What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch?
Don't worry. I'm not gonna do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go.
He started to move backward, slowly, keeping his grip on Clover.
Slowly. That's right. Just follow me.
Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke.
Here. Verify. The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part.
What if I don't?
The man's nostrils flared, and he looked like he was about to choke.
Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now.
Like, I like the performance that Ninth Man is giving. I just kind of wish the stuttering in the script was reflected in the acting.
I'll kill you if I have to.
Should only be for tonight. I'll have it figured out for next time.
All I need is your bracelet. Just do it. Do it now.
Alright, Shia LaBeouf. He pressed the knife against Clover's neck, hard.
Okay, I'll do it.
Slowly, she stretched her left hand out toward the device.
Like this?
Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she found the circular panel. It made a cold electronic noise, and on the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared.
So that's how it works. He called that round part of the device the scanner panel. If we put our left hand on it, our bracelet number gets entered into the device. Then, should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was 5.
Door 5. But why does this guy know so much about how this thing works? It's like he knows exactly what to do.
Good. Good. You're done. Next.
His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person, until finally, they stopped on the lion, Ace. Clover is 4, 1 and 9 is 10, 4 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. Yeah, this tracks.
You, right? You're the one with the #1 bracelet, right?
Yes, I am. So?
Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it! Don't you care what happens to her?
Okay, just calm down.
Ace held up his hands, palms out. The 9th man jerked his chin down toward the device.
I'm coming over.
Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved toward the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it.
Now, verify.
All right, this is what you wanted, right?
Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again, and a second asterisk appeared.
Now the device has both Clover and Ace's numbers, 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. It's the same as the number written on the door, but it won't open yet. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. One more person. If what Zero said is true, he needs one more person. Who? Who does he need?
Himself, Junpei. Come on, do math.
Get back.
His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back.
No! Farther! More than that! Go all the way back!
Okay.
Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The 9th man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile.
Wait, don't tell me.
That was when Junpei understood his plan.
Clover's 4 and Ace's 1. Added to the 9th man's 9, 4 plus 1 plus 9 is 14. And the digital root of 14, 1 plus 4, is 5. In other words...
Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare.
He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. The door opened with a heavy metallic groan.
Good! I don't need you anymore.
He let go of Clover.
Wait!
Junpei leapt toward the 9th man, but he wasn't fast enough.
Here! She's all yours!
The man shoved Clover and hopped through the door.
Okay. Have a good one, guys.
Kurata!
I'm going off ahead now. Well then. Goodbye!
He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. And then, he was gone. The door ground shut with a dull clang of metal on metal.
Clover, are you all right?
Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She climbed unsteadily to her feet, and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support.
Damn it!
Junpei ran to the door.
That bastard!
The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed hold of the handles and pulled.
open, damn it!
They grunted and strained, but
Shit! It won't budge.
that was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet.
Do you hear something?
Like, what?
Like some sort of beeping.
I always forget how long this intro is. Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same.
You're right. I can hear it too.
What is it?
Then they heard something else. It was the ninth man.
Why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied!
Lied?
This wasn't supposed to happen! This is wrong! This is wrong!
His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another.
What is happening in there?
Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here!
Ah, God damn it!
Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened.
Why? Why won't it work? Engaged? Is it because it's occupied?
Generally what that means, yeah.
Oh my god! There's no time left! Listen, I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here!
Stop playing the pronoun game and tell us who!
It was him! He killed me! It was him!